this down because it's bugging the life out of me. Turn it down. Oh God, honestly, is that better? Honestly, no matter what you try to do. Here we go. Is that better? I don't know. Anyway, hope you're all doing really well this evening. Honestly, this lightning here does my absolute head in. We're doing extremely well this evening. Not Brett Mays in there. Surprised to see you here, Scott. I know. What's good, JB? I am great. This light is not bugging the life out of me. Mostly because when your hair is thinning, right, you want as little light as possible to Can you ask JB to change the thumbnail? It's slightly strange, the logo and JB's AI portrait threw me off. The old one was fine. I thought this was the flying pig for a second. I can change it at some point. I can do it if it bugs you that much. Oh God, this light is bugging me so much. Anyway. You're right, Danny. Hit that like button. The light is just going to keep changing in here. It's like a really sad little blinking den in here, isn't it? Right, it's bugging the life out of me. Yeah. So I hope we're all doing extremely well this evening. Friday the 3rd. Oh my, this light is gonna do my head in the whole stream unless I change it. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I can't find my remote control either, so it's gonna do my absolute head in. Anyway, Friday night show. I'm gonna try to do some more of these because I like them. And it just means that we can basically talk about whatever we all want to talk about. So tonight's theme is basically United tomorrow. Jesus Christ. Let us know where we are on a 7-game win streak. Oh, Scott, mate, I am probably one of the worst players on that game that you could ever wish to meet. I'm gonna, Jesus Christ, I need to put that down a bit. Yeah, I'm absolutely horrific on that game. So much so, I think I've gone back to Pro Evo because I'm a little less crap on that game. Yeah, I'm pretty abysmal. Jesus Christ, I'm pretty abysmal at FIFA, to be fair. So yeah, so guys, this is a Friday night show, so feel free to get in your opinions. I just need to get this light up there just to make the light look a little bit better. Now it just makes me look fucking older. Honestly, is that better? Maybe it is, but I don't care. Anyway, Friday night show. We did a show today, and again, we did a show this morning about Amarin, where we are. Let's talk about that. So, if whatever you've seen today, bring it into the chat. Tell me what you think the team's going to be today, tomorrow. I will be doing a watch along for that as well, so feel free to join me along for that. So I will be putting up a thumbnail for that as well. Yeah, Friday night show. These shows tend to be a different one, so I will go as long as the chat is in there. So this may take an hour. This could take 2. Let me know in the chat what you're up to tonight. We have legends in the chat already. We've got Scott, Danny B's in the chat. Not Brett May, who loves to make my life a freaking misery. I'm joking, obviously. Bluey Games as well. Yeah, so I basically, look, tonight I decided to do it everyone else does and decides to put their own face on a thumbnail, which I absolutely hate, but it was a placeholder thumbnail on there today. So guys, let me know how we're feeling about tomorrow. So I think that's probably big. There's a big storm out here as well, so I basically went out this evening for a couple of drinks, yeah, the rain here was absolutely horrific. I really wanted to watch along, but I'm going to be at Summer's house. Look, I love the fact, Bluey Games, that you really want to spend the time with me, my friend. I absolutely, thank you, but I absolutely get it. There are more important things in life than watching me do a stream, right? I get it. But I appreciate the fact that you really want to watch it. The last time I went to this person's house, we lost one. Look, then don't go to his house. It's his fault. It's his fault or her fault. Ricky B says, who are United playing? We are playing Sunderland. We're playing the mighty Sunderland at home. So, it's going to be a classic game. Ridiculous. And we can get into that as well. Let me know what you think the team's going to be. I'll go back over my team. I'll go back over my opinions again. I've spoken about this for the whole week. It's hammering in and out and that kind of stuff. So tonight is that show whereby I'm going to try to refrain from giving you my views unless I'm asked a question. The only thing I'm going to ask of the chat tonight is be as respectful as you can to each other. Be respectful to me, be respectful to the community, because it's really easy to just get rid of people. I don't mind the banter. We don't mind the banter. Scott and everyone else would tell you on here that I'm not the dictator of the chat. I may be a dictator in some other things, but I'm not of the chat. And I will answer your questions, read the things that you've got to say. And that's where we are. Beautiful British weather, Joe. Exactly. That's where we are. Swede Johansson says, hi, hello, my friend. I'm still going to watch the game. They might just say we're here to chill on watching the 90 minutes. Exactly. Rob, evening all. Hope we're all doing well. Rob, legend of the chat as well, one of the mods. Get in there. Give me your stuff. So tonight, guys, this is your show. I'm going to be led by you guys. Whatever we're going to talk. Look, it's a Friday night. I did make a mistake. I was going to bring a beer in with me, but I absolutely forgot to bring a beer in. I brought a dog in with me, but I absolutely forgot to bring in a beer with me. So I'm going to have to make do with some water in a flask. So, sad times for me, basically. So Philip Rome says, good evening, sir. For people calling to sack Amrin, the answer is Xavi, the right man, is, as it's rumoured, 24 hours and I'm off on my holiday. Says Scott, look, Scott, you've earned it, my friend. I hope you have a cracking time. I hope you have an amazing time away. Obviously, don't forget to listen to the stream if you've got time. If you're not too busy, doing those, important things, because that's more important than listening to me talk crap. But I'm just saying, if you've got time to listen in, mate, that's always good. Yeah, Philip, look, I spoke about this today. Xavi, look, nobody knows who's going to do what next, right? Because at the end of the day, it's a punt in the dark, right? With these players, nobody actually knows what is going to happen. I think you can go either way. If you want Xavi, you're not wrong. If you want Zidane, you're not wrong. If you want Glasner, you're not wrong. The only thing is I don't know how these players are going to respond to those. So I think any suggestions for the coach right now is probably right, because who knows? Who knows? Ollie says, I'm Satan. Ollie, I doubt it. You've not met me on my worst day. I guarantee I'll out Satan you any day of the week. I guarantee that you're not. Rob says, I will kick things off. I ask you this every week, your team and score prediction. Rob, excellent, my friend. I will go into that. Not Brett May says 1-2. I'm going. Jay Hughes. Wilson. Astor is a handful. It doesn't surprise me. Best 11 tomorrow. The men's Heaven, Delict, Yoro, Ahmad, Dalo, Mainu Ugarte, Imbermo, Cunha, Shesko. Bluey Games, I'm with you. I'll give you my opinion on that as well. Give your opinions in. Ollie, look, Bluey Games is a legend of this chat. Ollie, Bluey Games has just asked you a question. If you're going to be rude to the community, then we'll kick you out. So please don't be rude, and you're more than welcome to stay. Jay Hughes says, Esador, possibly. So, so this is what I want to see tomorrow. And I think I pretty much agree there. So I'm going to see the men's, Heaven, Yoro, Dorgu, Delit, Mainu, Ugarte, Delo, Cunha, Mbema, and Shesko. That is what I want to see tomorrow. Hey guys, said hi. If I can, I would go for Hansi Flick. I don't disagree with you there. I think you could go for. Look, I'm even going to say this, and I don't think this has been said actually. I'm going to say this. Alex Ferguson couldn't come into this squad and fix it. And that is how low I think of these players. I don't think Fergie could come into this squad as it is now and fix it without getting rid of these players. That is how bad I think these are. So what do I think the score prediction is going to be? Now, I think tomorrow, look, I keep saying this, and sadly, got lucky then in that 5-4 match. Scott, look, mate, you smash them up, buddy. You give them absolutely what for, my friend? You give them an absolute smashing. Look, tomorrow, Bluey Games, to anyone else, and again, and we'll go through what I think the actual starting team will be. Again, we can talk through Amarin and what my thoughts are on Amarin as well. Look, tomorrow, I think tomorrow these players step up tomorrow. And I'll tell you for why I think they will step up tomorrow. Is because it's not about you and me. And you and me, and this is the royal you and me. On here, we can argue all day long about Amarin, is he in or out? These players, are they great or not? Whatever else it is, right? We can argue that all day. These players do not give a shit about you, do not give a shit about me. All they care about is their ego. Okay? Tomorrow, I think they will win tomorrow. And I think they'll win 3-1, 3-2. I think they'll win tomorrow because their egos can't handle what is going on right now. Now, yes, Amarin is taking all of the flack. But I think what people have failed to realise, and I will go through the chat as well, is that what Amarin has done this week. Now, as I've spoken about many, many times, and you can agree with this or not, and depends on your opinion of the world and people, there are a couple of types of people in this world. Now, if you go off and you watch YouTube channels, and I'm just talking about football stuff, I'm talking about YouTube channels, and you watch the people who have millions and millions of views, I guarantee you, if I was to walk around this room now and I started picking up my trainers and smashing my trainers and started crying and started, doing all this silly shit, I'd probably get thousands and thousands upon views, right? Because in life, people who shout and scream the loudest, look at me, look at me, look at me, are the ones that people do, right? Amarin is not one of those people. Amarin is in life, when we're talking about aggressive and passive people, we talk about all sorts of people. The people that are silent assassins in life are the ones who are passive, but aggressively passive, right? Sorry, assertively passive, right? So what that means is they can assert an opinion, but they assert that opinion in a very passive way. So what that means is that they're normally really well spoken, and they get their point across, and it's only after you listen to it back and you go, hang on, wait, what? Amarin is very good at being assertive but passive. It's been missed a lot that the Hargreaves interview that they did. Now, basically, forget the presser today, because that is a load of bollocks anyway, right? Amarin is going to get asked these questions by the MEN and all these people who are going to go, oh, what colour do you like Fernandez's shoes? He'll get asked all these stupid questions, right? Owen Hargreaves, I'm not suggesting for a second that Owen Hargreaves even asked the right questions, but it's what Amarin said, okay? Now, we can talk about this, And we can talk about all different sorts of stuff today. And I will get through the questions as well. Is that Amorim basically has thrown his leadership team under the bus. He's basically said, look, we've got experienced players in this team, but they let the team down. Maguire, for example, he named him and basically said, look, in these moments, he lets his head drop. It's completely been ignored, right? Amorim has called these players out. However, and we can talk about the team as well, is that Amorim does that extremely well. Now, tomorrow, we need to see that tomorrow. We need to see Amorim drop in Fernandes. Fernandes is not in my team. Luke Shaw is not in my team. Maguire is not in my team either. And what I want to see tomorrow, and this is where I've been, and you guys have come at me for this many, many times. I'm Amorim in until the point that Amorim puts his own agenda before the club. So if tomorrow we see a back three of Luke Shaw, Maguire, Bruno starting in the 8, I'm done. I'm done. Not because I'm the manager out. I'm manager in. But just like the players, and I'll be completely consistent on this, these players let this club down. Fernandes, I don't want to see him wear a shirt again, and that's not me being extremist. I've had enough, and I'm going to be consistent in my views. I don't care if Bruno Fernandes scores 100 goals tomorrow. I want him gone. I want him done. Right? He's done and dusted. I don't want to see him again. So if Amorim plays the same team again and he's not learnt from the last 2 months, he's done and dusted. So tomorrow, what I'm going to see tomorrow is, I think whoever plays tomorrow, what you're going to see tomorrow is, even if I see Luke Shaw tomorrow, Delot, Maguire, Fernandes, they will win that match tomorrow. Not because they're doing it for us, not because they're doing it for the manager, because their fucking ego tomorrow will turn it on, because they know that they are under shit. So tomorrow they will turn it on. So I think tomorrow we will win 3-1. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it's going to be particularly great, but I think that will win tomorrow. Scott says, got lucky then. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Man U need the right leader and the right project. I also think, Philip, we also need the right players. Philip, I respect you completely, my friend. I also think that they need the right players, my friend. Jay Hughes says, step up, then step down next game. Look, Jay, I mean, if we lose tomorrow, it's another step down. Grace Sheridan, legend of the chat, as always. Amorim will play a 4-3-3 tomorrow. Lose, then have a mic drop moment and walk out shouting, told you I wasn't the bloody system. Look, Grace, I'd love that. Grace, legend of the chat, as always. I would love Amorim tomorrow to play a 4-3-3. I would do. I'd love him to play a 4-3-3 and go, there you go. This is your 4-3-3. Look at these players. Grace, agreed. I completely agreed. If he plays a back 4 tomorrow, I think it shuts everybody down. And I wish he would do that. I wish tomorrow he would give the people, like, it's like basically being in the Colosseum at Rome, right? And you basically got people going, we want to see the lines, we want to see, the fights. Give the people what they want, right? And don't be surprised if then what you see is an absolute capitulation tomorrow. It's not an Amorim. I want Amorim to put his own pride aside. I would respect him more, Grace, and you're right, if he played a 4-3-3 and just said, do you know what? Here's your 4-3-3. This is what these players aren't, and we still lose games, and then what's going to happen then? Who are they going to blame then? Bluey Game says, JB, it's not just the ego, the money as well. They're making more than Mbappe, the insane 200k a week for a guy who can't even run 7 miles an hour. Bluey Games, spot on, my friend. Philip said the current squad is full of greedy and ego-driven players, just like the Glazers. Agree. Brandon Wenborn says, you're talking shite, Brandon. Fuck off. Mate, look, Brandon. Don't care, mate. If you think I'm talking shit, go and find a channel that talks your fucking language. Don't waste your time. Do not waste your time on here with me, with this community. Fuck off. Jack Emmy says, hello, sweet cheeks. How's you, Jack? I am very well. Nothing guy says, hello, mate. Hello, buddy. Hope you're doing extremely well. His opinion is decently reasonable. You don't have to agree, but it's not making stuff up. Exactly, mate. Look, we don't have to agree. I've got an opinion. Doesn't mean that I'm wrong. Doesn't mean that I'm right either. And the one thing I'll always say on here, unlike other channels, what we do differently here is I will read your chats. I'm not telling you to look. I'll ask you to like, favorite, and subscribe. Right? That is what I will ask you to do, because all that shit is free. Right? There are memberships. There are super chats on here. I'm not pushing it. Feel free to do all that stuff. It's appreciated. But what we do differently here is I will read out your chats because I respect your opinions. The only thing I ask is that you respect my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, and feel free to come back at me. But that's all we do here. Sweet Johansson says, not feeling it tomorrow. This team doesn't have it. Then to step up. Our best chance will be Storm Amy getting it abandoned. Swede, I love it, my friend. Looking professional today. Thank you. I went out tonight. I try sometimes. Yeah, I think we look alike. Check. Nothing great. It's because we went on a date, mate. Look, I did go on a date. I went on a date with my mum. Yeah, I mean, that's literally, I was doing a good something tonight and went out with my mum. I didn't take your mum out. I went out with my mum. After watching the manager's press conference, it doesn't look like he's changing it up anytime soon. If we lose tomorrow, more pressure. Look, UJB is hammering out. Look, Jack, ME. Look, I'm going to be very, very specific. There's a very specific, I can't even bloody talk, a very specific set of circumstances where I would be hammering out. If Amarin tomorrow comes out and plays Luke Shaw, Maguire, Fernandez in the 8, right, and we go and batter Sunderland 8-0, I'm done with this manager. I'm done with this manager. I'm done with these players, because I know the next game they're going to lose. So if Amarin continues with this formation tomorrow, even I have my limits. And the moment anybody thinks that they're bigger than this club and bigger than the players, then they've got to go. Absolutely. I think we look alike. Let me check. I don't know. I can't check at the moment, my friend. Maybe we do. You clearly are a very, very good looking man. Clearly. I'm more worried about the Liverpool game. We've lost 2 in a row. That doesn't give me hope. Liverpool at Anfield, even De Ligt couldn't stop them last time, and we had our big plays. Look, Liverpool's going to be one of those games, isn't it? You know, we either get up or we get smashed. 2-1, that's JB low. I agree with you, JB. If the same team again, bad results, I'm done. Guys, do we look alike? Be honest. I can't see, my friend. I can semi-see, sort of like, unless you got my picture up there. I can semi-see that we sort of look like from the really little tiny picture. Made that guy leave 3-0 in 20. They have updated the defender now. It's so much better. Look, Scott, I will still be crap at it, but let's see. Harry says, do you think we'll win tomorrow? I do think we'll win tomorrow, but I don't think we'll win tomorrow because we're good. I think these players will play for themselves and they'll win tomorrow. Thinking 0-0 with Sunderland. Look, Joey, I think a 0-0 tomorrow doesn't... Look, and I'm very logical and I'm very, very fair, right? Tomorrow, a 0-0 doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help Amarin in, doesn't help Amarin out, doesn't help the Glazers, doesn't help Ineos. And the reason why I say that is because something has to be done. I think one of the worst results tomorrow will be a 0-0. I think that will absolutely shows nothing at all. I don't disagree with it. I think I would much rather tomorrow either win 8-0 and Amron plays a different team, and we go, do you know what? You shown something. Or Amron plays the same shit team that he's been playing the last 6 games, and we get spanked. At least either way, you know something. And 0-0 shows absolutely nothing. But Joey, nothing surprises me. Blue Games, I remember when a YouTuber thought the Glazers was a donut company, they didn't even have the research to know it. And mate, look. It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Hedgie, 4-1 Kingdom Brace. Hedgie, I am with you, mate. I hope so, Hedgie. I absolutely love it. I love I love people who think that we can win 4-1. For you, Hedgie, I absolutely hope we can. I don't know. Grace says, this fan base is so toxic. We are arguing at each other. Instead, we should be aiming our anger at the owners. Exactly, Grace. And as you, hopefully, you should know me by now. Even though I will critique these players, I will critique the manager. Those are, and as I've said many, many times, those are the least of the problems. They are the more visible issue because they play on the pitch. Our business is football, and those are the visible aspects. Grace, you're so right. It is the Glazers. It is the Ineos. And as we've said, I've said this, it doesn't matter who you bring into this side, they will fail eventually because of the toxicity in this team. I think, so Rob says, I think tomorrow Amron will play a back 3, same players as it's a draw, 1-1, but it won't be good enough. Sorry, losing faith at the moment until I see a big improvement. Look, Rob, if you're right on that, I'm done. Mate, I can't, look, I don't want to be seeing, look, if we see the same team that lost, the reason why also as well, Rob, that I would be out at that point, what other team in this land would play the same players that got absolutely trounced last week? There needs to be a change. 100%. If we see the same team and we get a draw tomorrow, I'm done with Amarin. I've got to be. Any logical person at that point goes, look, this manager cares more about himself and his style than I want to be Amarin in. I want to support this manager. But give me something. Give me some sort of light to say that you are thinking about this club. Give me something. And Rob, at that point tomorrow, I'm done. JB being a mama's good boy, look. We've got to look after our mums. Look, there are many, many jokes to be had here. But at the end of the day, we've got to look after our mums. Okay? There's a really... and this is going to sound wrong now, but there's a song by... I can't remember. I know the chat will know this, by Lonely Island, called Mother's Day. Hilarious. If you've not seen it, Lonely Island, go and watch it. Justin Timberlake, and can't think of his name, but brilliant, absolutely amazing. And there's one called Three-Way as well. Go and watch it because it's absolutely brilliant. I'm hammering inside out. I love it. Emmy says, you definitely be Amrin out tomorrow then, because there's 2 things that are certain in life. We die and Amrin plays Shaw and Brenner. Look, Emmy, I'm not going to back down on this, mate. Look, if Amrin plays that same team tomorrow, 3 o'clock or whenever it is, I'm done. I am out. I am not on board for this. Look, I will still blame the players. It doesn't matter who we get in. But at that point, I'm just like, now this guy is putting himself above the team and above the club. I'm done at that point. Liverpool, game God help the stats. All I say, maybe. JB, it's your pick with a bigger mustache. What's good? Oliver says, hi, hello, my friend. Please, Mbermo, lock in and pass it to Shesko. He's like Haaland with no service. Interesting take on that one. We've seen Haaland with no service. He's worse than Jadon Sancho. It's true. Haaland. I think Roy Keane summed it up well. Haaland is a third division striker or second. I can't. He said Haaland is a championship striker. JVC, whatever it was. Hi, do you have Telegram group? No, I don't. I don't, my friend, and I'm not going to have one because I communicate enough on here, and I'm not going to have a group like that. Facts, Mom, going to be looked after. Yes, they do. Daniel Berry Sport says, happy Friday, hey everyone. Happy Friday, my friend. This is the place to be. Friday night, JB, with you amazing guys on here and girls. And I have to say, the majority of the best comments do come from Grace. That's all I'm saying. Any manager will get scrutinised from day one. Team selection, performance, results, press conference, subs, formation. The media hate you. The fans will turn very quickly, considering where we are. Grace, I agree with you. The only person, and I forgot to mention this as well, by the way, so tell me your opinions on this, on whether you have heard this or not. So Gareth Southgate said he'd only come to this club if he gets 4 years to get them into the Champions League. I mean, fuck off. I mean, Gareth Southgate said he's Mr. Waistcoat himself. Is not going to come to the club unless he gets 4 years because he knows he's shit. So basically, Southgate is not going to come unless he gets 4 years. Well, thank God, mate, because I'm absolutely ecstatic that Gareth Southgate doesn't want to come. The Joker wants 4 years to fix this club. Mate, you couldn't do it in fucking 40 years. So I'm absolutely glad that Southgate is not coming to this club. So I think he's ruled himself out. Amazing. That's the guy who said he looks like you. It's a picture of you with a bigger mustache. Amazing. Amazing. I love it. I love the fact that people are taking my face now and using it. I've become so famous now that people are using my face. I'm joking. Of course I am. We live in a generation where disrespecting your mum is considered decent behaviour, not referring to the previous chat, but I got called out for grabbing a plate from my mum. Look, and again, this is a Friday night show. Anything sort of goes tonight. Look, we only get one mum. And as we all know, not everybody's mum is here. And I am referring to somebody in the chat who's a legend of the chat. We only get one mum. And absolutely, I was taught by many people, by my peers, you get one mum, women, mum. That's how you learn about life, is from your mum. And you've got to respect your mum. So I took out my mum tonight. I am not ashamed. I'm 42 years old. I love my mum. And from time to time, I need to be a good son and I need to take out my mum. And I'm not ashamed of that, So, but, we absolutely have to look after our mums. Saturday match day for me. It's 1 a.m. So technically I'm from the future. You are. Make sure you get some sleep. You are in the future. You are. You're talking to me in the past. Women know best, Grace. I'm not going to argue, Grace, with you. I agree with you. Grace, you come up with probably the most intelligent chats on here, more intelligent than mine. I should literally hand this over to you. And you speak more sense than I do. You're doing that Challenger live event. I'm Division 6. Are you a victim of Alex? Alexandre? No, my friend. No, no, no. I'm not. I'm going to get rid of that because I have to. I tried Southgate formation on Football Manager with these players and haven't won a game since. I'm going to get sacked soon. I'm Jim Radcliffe. Give me 200k to spend. It's over for me. You look like a man who got golden showered by force. Thank you. Thank you. Ahmed, legend. Thank you. Thank you. Look, even though, Alexandra, you've got a girl's name, and I'm guessing you're a guy, and obviously your parents couldn't be bothered to give you a correct name, so they give you a girl's name. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. That's probably one of the nicest things of all the bantery things that people come in here and say to me. It's probably one of the nicest things. Appreciate that, mate. Respect about mum. See, look. You gotta respect your mum. That's what ties us all together. It doesn't matter if you hate me. Doesn't matter if you dislike me. Doesn't matter if you hate the world. The one person you should really love is your mum. Okay. I agree. Women do not know best, except for Bruno's wife, who convinced him to stay and miss 2 penalties. Can we delete some of these weird comments? Yeah, we can do. Grace, in fact, Grace, let me know, Grace, would you like to be a moderator? Because I will happily make you one. At the end of the day, shampers, Friday night shampers. I've got my shampers here. Hammering tomorrow, Sunderland. We can beat those tomorrow, Sunderland. I was once in Sunderland when I was a boy. I support Man United, not Sunderland. Shampers, Ruben. Make sure that you have shampers tomorrow. We need to see a win, Ruben, because we can get into the Champions League. Shampers, Rubens. Yes, mate. Interesting quote. Steve Nicol, very good player, Liverpool. The manager will get asked about the system here every time they lose. Basically, it's not the system, it's the players. They're just not good enough for the squad. Bloody hell. For Nicol to say that, and he's a Liverpool player, you know, that's not bad. You have a weird accent. Learn English. Alexandre, you've got a stupid name. Tell your family to give you a fucking proper name. My name is fine. No, it's not. It's shit. You've got a shit name. You've got a family that obviously can't spell names. You know, I've got a shit accent. You've got a shit name. You know, we can't win. I look after my mum too. Rob, we look after our mums. Look after our mums. It's really, really important. Oh, CJB. Grace throws money at you and you offer. Look, Emmy, I am a cheap whore. That's a fact. Emmy or Jack, as you're calling yourself now. Mate, if you want to be a mod, let me know. I will happily, Emmy, make you a mod. So let me know. And I will happily, Emmy, because you are a legend. You've gained my trust, Emmy. Do not let me down. Okay, I don't want to have to tell you off. But I will happily make you a mod. You don't have to chuck your toys out of the pram, Emmy. I trust you completely as well. Grace, okay, Grace. I'm going to make Grace a mod. There you go. Grace is a mod. Good day from South Africa. I'm done. You got a shit name. It's true. He's British. They created English. Exactly. Nathan Tim says, "Why are your eyes so close together? What did your mum say? Are my eyes close together? I don't think they are, you Wally. My eyes are like a normal distance. I actually get compliments on my eyes. So you're lying. I spat my just spat my coffee out. I've just started seeing this girl. She's vegan, and I'm a meat eater. Furthermore, she's used to go out with my uncle's best mate's son. It just feels too close to home. Right, so this is a Friday night show. People get into the chat. Number one, right? If she's a vegan and she doesn't eat meat, mate, get it done with, mate. That's finished, because she's not going to eat meat. That's all I'm saying. Is look, it's done, mate. And she used to go out with my uncle's best mate. Like, how old's your uncle? I mean, like, my uncle's like 62. So I might, and obviously I've got a wife as well. So I'm, but if I didn't, would I go out with somebody who's 60? Probably not. So I would probably say, and I'm not ageist at all. I believe equal ages and that kind of stuff. I mean, look, mate. Look, just, yeah. I mean, think about it. Tulip Plays, legend of the chat. Big up to Tulip, absolute legend. Tulip, I hope you're doing extremely well tonight. Oh, if you're sure, JB. Oh, look, Emmy, he's there you go, Emmy. You've got your wish. All you have to do, Emmy, was just, chuck your toys out the pram, mate. JB, foreign shots back. Never thought I'd see the day, I'll be a mod. There you go, Emmy. What's in between your ears, mate? A massive fucking brain is in between my ears, mate. I've got a massive IQ, and that's not a fucking, that's not something that I say either. So, what is between my ears is a massive brain. That's a fact. Then your mum's I got rare eyes. Apparently, I've got, yeah. Emmy, I'd love to see those green eyes one day, Emmy. Is your hairline? It's not, mate. It's not. Like, my hairline used to be there, and now it's there. Look, Nathan, I'm 42 years old, right, mate? I've had thick hair my whole life. I don't give a shit, mate. I really couldn't care less. There's nothing that you can say that's going to hurt me. Literally, mate. Nothing in this world. You could say, I've worked with some of the... I've been fathered by one of the worst people in the entire world. I've known some of the most worst, narcissistic people that you could ever meet. Nathan, I'll eat you for fucking breakfast. So I wouldn't even fucking bother. I'll be really cool and rude. Van Nistelrooy was ugly. Exactly. Do you need hair implants, mate? No. Nathan, if I do, I'll ask your dad. If you're a mod, back and trust JB and remove any Muppets on here. Exactly. Nathan, why is your beard unevenly growing? I love it, Nathan. I love it, Nathan. I love it. Nathan is clearly obsessed with me. He's obsessed with my hairline. He's obsessed with my eyes. Nathan, I mean, it's really difficult when you get obsessed with a person. I don't want to be with you, Nathan. I'm never going to be with you. You just got to accept this. No matter how much you try to flirt with me, I'm never going to be with you. So it's quite embarrassing for you. I would stop. Hair implants, yeah. What is going on with the chat tonight? Don't even look. I absolutely don't disrespect Ryan Giggs' brother with Van Nistelrooy's cousin. I love it. He's awesome. Enjoy your evening, Budget Fab. Thank you, Nathan. I love it, my friend. Out of courtesy, JB, what is your IQ? Mine is 185. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, mate. My IQ is around about 145. Emmy, if your IQ is up at 185, mate, then you are a fucking genius. So, Emmy, I pale into comparison. My IQ is around about 145. Look, mate, 185, mate, legendary. If we lose the game, Amrin will be gone. I don't disagree with you. You know, Sir Jim, and we can talk about this stuff. Sir Jim has come out and basically said he's going to back him until the end of the season. It's not going to happen, is it? I love you, bud. You're awesome. Look, Nathan, legend, my friend. Thank you. Absolutely no problem with banter at all, my friend. Appreciate it. Friday night, it makes the Friday night show go. You can see my green eyes if you start fudging me from behind and bending me like a pretzel. Look, Emmy, stop flirting with me. It's embarrassing. It is in the things that I could do to you, Emmy, would make you blush. Yeah. See what else they put. Said hi. Alfredo says hi. Sharif says hi. Nathan Timms, legend. Bluey Games, face possible BOT mods. Keep an eye on the person. Any spam or weird comments will be sent off. Exactly that. It never is mine. Barely enough to tie this sentence together. Oh wait, Bluey, I think he was saying 42 Jesus in reply to JB's age. I know, mate. I'm old. I'm older. Blush. You miss said. Oh, mate, look. I'm not getting into all that. What's your lineup for? Okay, so what's my lineup for tomorrow's game? I'll tell you what I want, and then I'll tell you what I think will happen. So tomorrow's lineup for me should be Lemens, Heaven, Yoro, Dorgu, Delit, Mainu, Ugarte, Cunha, Mbemba, and Shesko. I would drop Fernandez. Luke Shaw. What do I think the lineup will be tomorrow? JB, shout out to Scott. He removes any Muppets on here fast. He does. Mate, Scott is a legend of this chat. All the mods are. I think you all do a fantastic job. Scott, look, Scott is a ledge. You are all ledges. So, you know, but yes, Scott is on it. Emmy needs to up his game as well, because Emmy's a mod as well, so Emmy needs to up his game as well. Hello from Algeria. Hello. So what do I think he does tomorrow? I think he goes Binder. I think he goes Dorgu, Luke Shaw, Maguire, Delit, Dorgu, Casemiro, Bruno in the 8, Shesko, Cunha, and Mbeumo. And at that point, I'm done. At that point, I'm done. At that point, it's a bit like it's a bit like you've got a broken leg and you're walking around complaining about it, and you won't go and get it fixed, but you keep on walking around in it, and eventually it's going to fucking fall off. Then I'm done tomorrow. I can't. However, if Amrin plays that tomorrow, but tweaks it, even though Fernandez, I want him gone, and plays Fernandez in the 10, and tweaks it round to a back 4, maybe I can almost live with that to a degree. But Amrin then has to do something tomorrow as well. Andrew Edwards, legend of the chat as well. Shit, missed the notification. What have I missed? A Friday night show, my friend. Not really missed necessarily too much. Just look, we're just going through the game tomorrow. You know, anything goes tonight. It's that sort of show. This is a late show tonight because it is late. And yeah, give your opinions really on the lineup tomorrow. Look, where I'm at tomorrow, for me tomorrow is a very pivotal game for me tomorrow, is because depending on what goes on tomorrow, not on the pitch tomorrow, what goes on with his team selection tomorrow, I will probably be the manager out tomorrow. It's not something that I say lightly. I don't like saying it the whole season, and it goes against everything that I've said about it's the players, it's the coach. No, it's the players. Jesus, it's the players. It's Ineos. Tomorrow, if Amarin plays the same team that lost, he's not learnt a thing, then Amarin's part of the problem. And then tomorrow, I want the whole lot gone. This is not just about Amarin in or out for me. This is about what's best for the club. I'll be so disappointed tomorrow if Amarin comes out and plays that same team tomorrow. Then I'm done. I want the whole fucking thing purged. I want Amarin gone, the players gone. I want Ineos gone. I want the whole fucking thing gone. Even if we win tomorrow, look, a win is a win. I will love the points. I don't want to lose tomorrow, irrespective. But something has to change tomorrow, and I want Amarin to do the right thing and prove. Like, what I want Amarin to come out tomorrow and play a 4-3-3. If Amarin comes out tomorrow and plays a 4-3-3, and we still lose, he can go, fuck you, I told you. That is what I want him to do. Bet most of the trolls on here are Colombia. Luke Schwarmer and Slaved start for Amarin. Have you seen the system to play by a former Ferguson assistant? Have you seen the system to be... Oh, yeah, I saw Mullenstein. Look, Mullenstein has not been relevant to this club in about 15 years. Look, I get it, I do, but he doesn't know these players. You know, he can say what he likes. Like, look, back in the day, respect the opinion, but his day's done. His day's done. Anybody see the Bournemouth game? I didn't. You missed JB firing back at people. I would play 4-4-2. Lamens, Dorgu, Yoro Delit, Mazraoui. Mazraoui's injured. And Burmo, Ugarte, Mainu, Cunha, Xerxes, and Shesko. Great. I like that on the basis that Fernandez is not playing. I like it. Grace, I like that team. I do. I really, really do. I like the fact that people are now leaving out Fernandez. I do. And Grace, look, I would give that team a go. Andrew, got you guys for a solid draw tomorrow. I'm having to run it back. I hope not. I want to see left-footed attacker on the left and right-footed attacker on the right. Screw this inverted crack, Grace. Again, doesn't matter how much we talk about football on here. You know, it's a man's game, right? Grace always comes in here with an absolute logical opinion. Always. Grace, I love it. I want to know why he chooses Luke Horshaw over Heaven. Because Luke Shaw's a senior pro. Luke Shaw's like, oh, play me. Oh, please fucking play me. I'm going to cry. I mean, like, Rob Taff, legend of the chat as well. Welcome, my Welsh compadre. Hope you're doing extremely well tonight. If we lose, sell the entire club. An auction of £1. Is that of 100 pence? I'm guessing that's what it is. I thought he described it well. Remember when I asked you about a new manager coming in and wanted to play a 4-3-3? Pull up the full squad now. Try and make a 4-3-3 and make 3 theoretical subs is fucked. Rob, agree with you, mate. Agree with you. Agree. And Rob, again, you always come on here, my friend, and make very, very intelligent points. You got it right. True, mate. 100%. Surely he got to give Lamens a go tomorrow, or was waiting for an FA Cup game. Look, Rob, I don't know, mate. The jury for me is out tomorrow. Tonight, I'm Amarin in, not because I'm going to flip-flop. I'm Amarin in because I want to see a manager succeed. If he's going to maintain this stupid formation, stupid players, the wrong players in this team, he's gone. Grace, that's not a bad shout. I'd play a 4-3-3, pretty much the same as you, but I'd have Kone and Mainu in the middle, Cunha as Cam, Ahmed on the left, and Burma on the right. That's not a bad shout. Fun fact, Luke Shaw's name is Luke Paul Horshaw. I want Luke Shaw's name to be Luke Shaw left the club. Laguana says, handshake, hello my friend, love you all, thank you Starboy. Scott tried Dembele. Hi, watching a live from Uganda. Look, I'm glad you're alive and watching it, mate. I'm glad you are. Luke might actually be a senior with that physicality and pace, runs like a granddad trying to escape the caretaker home. That's true. He does. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Luke Shaw left back at the training ground. At the end of the day, Maguire received bomb threats. Did he? Did he really? I mean, look, right, no matter what I think about these players, right, no matter whether or not I think Fernandes should go, whether or not I think Luke Shaw should go, whether or not I think Maguire should go, it's all said. It's not attacking them as people. I might say some close cutting things about Fernandes, but it's not about him personally, right? Absolutely do not. These players should absolutely receive no threats whatsoever. It is football. We are allowed to critique and we are allowed to obviously get our opinions across about these players, but at no point, any point, would I ever condone or even suggest the hint that these players should ever come to any harm at all, because they are, and again, whether or not they're nice people or not, I guarantee that they are not. Nobody should be, again, you can argue the things, but, there are 99% of people, for having a view, as it was proven, should not be hurt because they've got an opinion. Why don't you think we see teams play players on their strong side? Amarin, a like from JB, like from tonight. Maybe not packed him yet, mate. Rob Taff, if Amarin in and win, but once I see the lineup, I don't want my heart. Look, Rob Taff, I am with you, my friend. If I see that lineup again tomorrow at 2:30, and he's got the same players in, I'm done, mate. I'm done. Recharge says, hi, hello, my friend Andrew, legend, Maguire would just head the bomb away, no harm. Andrew Edwards, John Fire. What do you think of Ruben's press conference today? Do you think he's confident of a win? Look, John Fire, I will link up today's conference with what was said with Hargreaves. So Owen Hargreaves for TNT Sport did an interview, and one of the comments, and again, Amrin does it so well, he says he doesn't know what he's going to get. Us fans don't know what we're going to get, and he doesn't know what we're going to get. Amrin is not confident. He can't be. And he never said that he was. Amrin would be a liar if he said that he was confident that these players were going to win tomorrow. He doesn't know. So the press conference today, I listened to it. I didn't really get much out of it. The only thing I got was, it's not the formation. I think Amrin's going to play the same team tomorrow. And if he does, I'm done. Do I think he's confident of a win tomorrow? No. Do I think we'll win? Yes. And the reason why I think that we'll win tomorrow is not because the players are amazing, not because Amarin's changed the system. These players will play tomorrow because they're under fire. They know people don't believe them anymore. People are like, oh, it's not the manager. Well, they are, but they're going, oh, it's the players as well. So they're going to go, well, can't be us. So they're going to go out tomorrow and they'll prove what they can do tomorrow. And then Liverpool, Fernandes will go hiding like he always does, and we'll lose. Pedri or Bellingham? Pedri. JB, I think Grace made a good point. Left footer on the left and right on the right. Whip that ball in fast. Bashesco, get on the end of it. Bet we will score a lot more goals. I always say this about Grace. her opinion is fantastic. Rob, agreed. I agree with Grace completely. I do. I do. Granit Xhaka is going to single-handedly bully that midfield. Look, this is what I was saying, right? Here's one for you, JB. If we beat Liverpool, Scott's going to gift 5 memberships. Scott, and I tell you what, if we beat Liverpool, then I will gift some out as well. How's that? I will match your 5. So if Liverpool, if we win, I will gift that some as well. How's that? So I will match that. Scott, if you beat Liverpool, I will buy you FIFA points. Right. Andrew, I have screenshotted that. All right. That's been shotted. There you go. So Andrew's pretty confident in that as well. What I've said today, when people have been calling for young players to come into the side, whilst I don't disagree with that, the example that I sort of made today was, imagine if Kone come into this team, Xhaka would have him for breakfast. These young pros who have no experience of men's football, and yes, they might be 18, 20 years old, and they are men, right? If you're playing against a seasoned pro, Xhaka, hasn't Xhaka fought off Kosovan, whatever it was, who tried to rob him, and he defended a teammate or something like that. I mean, these guys have been doing this for many, many years. Like, Kone is not going to come into this game. Xhaka will put one on him straight away. And Andrew, this is exactly what I mean, is that Xhaka will absolutely hand Ugarte his arse on a plate. And this is why tomorrow, if I see Bruno Fernandes in there tomorrow, it's game over, because Xhaka's going to absolutely hand him his arse on a plate. And sometimes what we don't get as a fan base, and what young players don't get, because we live in a world of Messis, Cristianos, etc., they think that as long as you've got as long as you're a baller and you're scoring at 100 goals a game, people like Xhaka are such an underrated player. Because sometimes what you need, and I've played Sunday League football, I've played all sorts of stuff. What you need is an absolute horrible player in there, absolute horrible, who will do all the dirty stuff, who will give you an elbow, who give you a really tough time. And that is what he'll do tomorrow. I've got a feeling he'll start Mason Mount tomorrow. Rob, look, nothing surprises me. Nothing would surprise me. So, breaking by David Ornstein. David Ornstein, terms agreed with Simeone and United to replace Amorim. There we land. Bluey game, for God's sake. And that proves that I read things out, right? We beat Liverpool. Glasner will be in charge. I'll take that. How many do we get? Young players can't come into this side. There is no guidance in the team against men. 100% Andrew. Not messing about with a name change again. Teaches me for watching a documentary. Oh, Emmy's back under his proper fucking name. I reckon Emmy was going undercover. I reckon he was. Come on, United v Liverpool, let's go. Look, if we beat them, I will give out some memberships. Bloomberg says Kone should have gone on loan to the Championship to gain experience. I agree with you completely. Agreed. Bruno already threw Yoro under the bus, and he did nothing wrong. Your players live in self-preservation. If the young players F's up, it's not their fault. And look, Andrew, agree with you. I want Bruno Fernandes to fuck off. I'm done with him. That stat padding disappearing idiot needs to go. I'm done. I'm playing with just like, oh, Fernandez is so good. Fernandez scores so many goals. Fernandez, blah, blah, blah. I'm done with him. Fernandez, I'm done with that. Like, look, until Fernandez goes, he scores a goal, great, fantastic. I want him gone. I want him gone. I want that stat padding, disappearing Casper the Ghost to go. Emmy, you know who my favourite player was last season. Ryan Yates. What an absolute beast of a player. Space Cadet, we should never have bought Cunha. We had Bruno and Mount to play in that position. Just thought we could have bought Belieber. Look, and Space Cadet, I think, look, I don't disagree, right? Did we need another number 10? Look, what I'll say on here is that I'll always read your opinions out because I respect the opinion, right? Sometimes if I come back, it's not because I'm disrespecting the opinion, it's just because I give my opinion on it. I agree with you in principle, but where I think we did need to go, look, Mason Mount is done, right? Look, I get it. Mason Mount on his day is a decent player. I don't think Mason Mount is that good. Mason Mount, I've always said this, if you watch Mason Mount play, right, he's not very physical because he can't be. He's got a career-threatening injury in his hip. Okay, that's going to go. He's not going to play until he's 32. He's very good at receiving the ball in that 2x2 square and passing it off. Right? He can't do it. So I get signing another number 10. Did we need two? No. I do agree with you. Belieber or someone else should have been bought instead because you're 100% right. Bruno should be playing in that number 10. I'd go as far as saying Bruno should have been sold. But you're right. I do think that Bruno should have been playing in the 10 and Belieber should be playing, and if we don't sign one of the number 10s. JB, that actually got you. Thank God that's not true. We're getting relegated if that happened. I know, right? Thank you, bro. I said this. That's why Amarin dropped, because of Bruno. Actually wanted your opinion. Heard a lot about Glasner coming in. Glasner would suffer the same fate. I agree with you. And get results, but the same style of play will turn the fans and he'll get... Look, I agree with you, Andrew. 100%. Look, even if tomorrow Amarin plays the same team, like, for me, if Amarin plays the same team and doesn't change, my Amarin out is different. It's based on Amarin and the things that he does. I 100% guarantee you, if Amarin goes and Galajna comes in, look at Ange. Ange has played what, 3 games? They want him out. If Galajna comes in within 6 months to a year, we'll be screaming, not me, we will be here again. Until these players are gone, this is what will happen. It's been happening for 13 years. I don't understand. It baffles me. It baffles me. If you marry a cheat, right? He cheats once, or her. They cheat once or twice, 3 times, 4 times. I guarantee you they'll cheat on you again and again and again and again. It's life. That is what they do. That is what these players have been taught to do by the previous players, by this regime. Until we change these players and until we change the Glazers and Ineos, nothing's going to change. And Andrew, you're 100% right. Bruno looks like he's checked out. I agree with you. Bruno wants to be the manager, so bad. It's embarrassing. Missing pens on purpose. I agree. Emmy, I'd love Glasner to go to a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. Look, mate. Yes, I agree, Emmy, but how long is that going to last? Is that going to last? 100% played week in, week out. Bruno says he effed up when it was Bruno, and now he's been taken up back. I agree with you. He should be taken out back like a dog, and Emmanuel, greetings to you all. Greetings to you, my friend. Aaron doesn't want skillful players, he just wants engines. I'm not going to disagree with that. Why does Glasner look like Ralph Ranić with a prosthetic mask on? I love it. Can't see the manager dropping Bruno. I agree. Think we stuck with him. Unfortunately, really nice guy behind the scenes, but we know he's part of the problem on the pitch. Rob, you're right, mate. I do think you're right. I just live in hope that he gets dropped because he's not a captain. Glasner would play a 5-3-2. It would work, but it would be boring to watch. It would be the right move, but I don't see the fans exactly would not take to it. Space Cadet, I appreciate how you read out my opinion, mate. Come on, United, just subscribe. Look, Space Cadet, this is the one thing that you will get on here with me. This is why these streams are quite long compared to others, is because I try to give you guys as your opinion. This is that show tonight. This is your show tonight. Get your opinions in, and then I'll read them out as much as I possibly can. And thank you for the subscription, my friend. Please, United have made a terrible mistake by keeping Bruno worth 100 million. Emmanuel, I agree with you. But the thing I love Glasner is that he can adjust his team and the opponents of theirs. That Glasner can do whatever at Palace. They have to be patient with the fan base, no pressure at all. They could get relegated. Most people wouldn't care. He has way more freedom. That is a factor to consider as well. I don't think the fan base would be happy with Glasner's style of football. Look, we need to look. If Amorim goes, we need to be very careful about what we wish for, because the next coach will have less money. These players would have sacked another fucking manager, and it's going to be worse. It will be worse. Mount is like milk, what's been left out in the fridge. You trust it, but it's going to make you sick. I love it. Wait a minute. Didn't Amorim beat our arch rival City before joining? Beat City again at two different clubs. Glasner just beat our rivals, and we have. Look, there is a pattern. Arola is still my number one, but it's gone quiet. Andrew, a laugh. So yeah, I mean, look, tomorrow for me, like I am Scott wants Xavi. So I am even if tomorrow Amorim comes out and plays the same team again, and we get beat, right? Or if Amorim comes out and plays the same shit team again, Luke Shaw, I want him gone for his own fucking sanity, right? Because if he comes out and he keeps playing the same shit team again, I want him gone because he's not doing what's best for the club. He's doing best for his ego. And at that point, he needs to go. Bloomberg says, I think that we'll scam a win tomorrow. I think we will as well. I think we'll scam a 3-1. He need leaving in the hospital. You can get a 4-3-3, 4-2-2, 4-2-3-1 and no longer have the players. You cannot get... Look, these players, we all know the problem. Right now, if we're looking at the problems, and give me your opinions on this one. The problems are the club is screwed, toxic, right? If you look at the head of the snake, the Glazers, right? And the Glazers have played this blinded. No one talks about them. Glazers, Ineos, players, the coach. The coach is the fucking shield, so he's going to get, sacked, right? It's these players. I'm going to keep saying this until I'm blue. Look, and we will be here next year. Right, and what you're going to have, and I'd love to mention names because I've seen them all going, Amorim out, Amorim needs to be out, and they're jumping up and down, and they're on their the channels. And I'm not talking about some of the bigger ones here. I'm talking about some of the sort of smaller ones who fucking made their name on the bigger channels, who jump up and down. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, United shit. Oh, fucking hell. Get him out. Fucking hell. We have to get him out. Fucking hell, shit. Like, yeah. But I guarantee you, this time next year, we're going, Glasner out. Oh, he's fucking shit. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, I hate this. And they'll be chucking their water around, and they'll be, chucking things around. Until these players are gone, until certain players are gone from this club. But the funny thing is, JB wants Southgate. I do, mate. I do. I want that. If Southgate, I'm literally will wear a waistcoat a game, right? If Southgate gets picked, I will literally wear a fucking waistcoat every single game. You have 4 CMs, one has no legs, one isn't up to scratch, one is Bruno. Maybe looks good, but he can't defend. He's progressive midfielder. You have 2 wingers, both on the right, and no left back. Yeah, but Andrew, I don't really see what the issue is there, mate. I'm kidding, obviously. Look, that is the Ineos team. Andrew, what you've done there, my friend, is you summed up the Ineos team. Welcome to United under Ineos. We have 4 CMs. We have 72 number 10s. We have fucking 1 striker, by the way. We have, you could probably say 1 winger, maybe 2. That's all we've got. The only way we get even 4 goals is Lee just Ribris or whatever his name is falls asleep on the bench. Please help me here, because the coach is so stubborn. Apart from a 3-4-2-1, he cannot play any other system. I'm tired, and sick and tired of the system. Emmanuel, the interesting thing about that is, I agree. He can play different systems. Let's not pretend this, right? Amarin is a clever guy. Amarin is a smart guy. Amarin can play a 4-3-3, a 4-2-1. Like, he can play all that stuff. Emmanuel, what makes it worse for me is that he's choosing not to play the system. That is what the problem is for me. It's not the fact he can't, it's the fact he won't. Exactly. Could you imagine the fan base if Southgate came in? I've not heard anyone who wants this guy. Only Ineos loves him, and that's scary. So Gallagher, I believe it in. Bruno out, and that's it. Look, Bruno for me, I made my feelings clear on him. Not that he would ever watch this channel, because we're too highbrow for Fernandez. I would tell him to go. I'd be, thank you for the last X amount of years. You've been shit for 2 of them. You've disappeared. You've proven time and time again that you're not good enough for this club. See you later. Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on. You can get them gone again. Is that Atomic Kitten, Andrew? Did you just quote Atomic Kitten? Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on. You Atomic Kitten. I mean, look, I'm showing my age as well, so I don't know, Andrew, who comes out well from that, me or you? Probably you. Apparently, Amarin's back in the day, played a 4-3-3. He did. Jim Smith. Welcome to the chat. United are SHIT Gooners. Look, Jim. If you can win a Premier League, okay, If you can win it, come back at that point and tell us that we are SHIT and the Gooners. Jim Smith, please don't be like AFTV. Hammer and that! Oh, Gooners, hammer and that! Fucking hell, son, hammer and that! Oh, you know. So the moment you guys win a game, hammering in. The moment that you don't and you draw at Anfield or whatever else, and hammer and that, he's not playing exciting football. Get him out. Look, Jim, I have no problem at all in you coming on here and telling us that we're SHIT. 100% fine. But, Jim, could you please tell me the last time you won a league? Could you tell me the last time you won the Champions League? I can tell you that. Never. Yeah. So I don't mind being called SHIT, but what's worse? All right. What's worse, Jim? Is it worse finishing 15th in the league, being utterly, utterly crap? Oh, he's gone. Oh, I was just about to, but Scott is on it. So can we see we are bleeding them? He must get sacked. Maybe. Bruno can't even watch the winners, let alone a YouTube stream. Exactly that. When Southgate was in charge of England, he had a chant around the song. I forget how it goes. I prefer. Look, Andrew, I prefer yours. Atomic Kitten. Look, if you can get them into any song, it's okay with me. Jim, trust the process. Full English football guy. Fergie was Scottish. Yeah. Trust the process. Arteta season 6, episode 2. We must make changes that required. Look, Lucky, agree with you, mate. Look. We all know what needs to be done. Will Amarin do the changes? And if he does, look, if Amarin changes something tomorrow, I'm on board. Like, I am on board. If Amarin comes out tomorrow, Luke Shaw, Maguire, Delict, I don't give a shit if we win 72-0 tomorrow. He can fuck off. Because it is then not about... Because these players will go out and win tomorrow, not for the fans. They'll do it for their egos because they know they've got to win. So it doesn't prove anything to me at all. It doesn't prove anything about the coach. It just proves that we then have a toxic coach and should go be a rugby coach. Only reason we won a trophy with Spurs is because of Luke Shaw. I mean, if you look at that final, I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, that was horrific. I mean, the times I had to go to work on the train after that, listening to fucking Spurs fans go, oh, you know me, oh, we won the league, oh, me. I mean, the fact that I had to listen to the Spurs fans bang on about how they got into Champions League. I mean, that alone. Sorry, JB, give your team again. Okay, so my team I want, in all seriousness, if you have SHIT players and you play them in a system that doesn't suit you, look, it's true, mate. It's true. Would you take the Bournemouth coach? Look. It doesn't matter. I will answer the question. Would you take the Bournemouth coach? Yes, I would. Yeah, I would. But is it going to change the situation? No. Champagne, hey, you're up late. Champagne, legend of the chat. Thank you so much. It's even later here. It's 5 a.m. Thank you for being here again. I mean, look, it's not called a late show for no reason. Late show. I will kind of try to bring it to an end very, very shortly. But to go back to Robson, the team that I want to see tomorrow, what I want to see tomorrow is Lament and goal, Heaven, Yoro, Delict, Dorgu, Manu, Ugarte, Delo, only because he has to play tomorrow, Cunha, Imbermo, and Shesko. I don't want to see Fernandez tomorrow. I don't want to see Luke Shaw tomorrow. I don't want to see Maguire tomorrow. If Amarin comes out with the same team, there should be a punishment for those players. In that performance that they put out, there should be a punishment for those players. There will not be, and I'm just going to prove that they can do exactly what they like. If Amarin buys into that tomorrow, I think the team tomorrow will be Binder in goal, Luke Shaw, Maguire, Delict, Delo, Dorgu, Casemiro, Bruno as the 8. He'll go Cunha, Imbermo, Shesko. If I see that tomorrow, I'm done. Amarin, I'm done. I'm done. Let's have a little look. It's 2 a.m. lads. I have to go. Look, have a good rest of your evening, my friend, morning. And I will speak to you tomorrow. Find new friends, Bluey Games, maybe in Grimsby. I want in Burma Hatchet. Look, I hope you're right. I look, what I want to see more than anything tomorrow is Amarin come out and change this team tomorrow. If he can change this team tomorrow and we win, I'll be happy. I'll give him time. But if he comes out with the same shit team tomorrow, then I think I have to be done. The way I love this Amarin guy, and he is letting me down. I love United, that when they lose, it even affects me. Look, Emmanuel, my friend, mate, and agree with you, and this is why it's so important to read out your chats on here, because it does impact people's mentality. People are obsessive about this club. I'm very lucky that I've got a family. Right, I've got a family, I've got a wife, I've got a dog. I'm very, very lucky in the things that I have. And some people are not. Some people, all they have are this club. And the fact that this club and this coach is letting you guys down and me is ridiculous. Sam Pages, your channel is why I even decided to keep a United player in my team for next week. Look, I'm glad that we can have that impact on your champagne. I wouldn't trust these players to save their lives, but mate, legend. Pundits correct. Xerxes, he needs minutes. We'll see. And that's the team he would pick. Unfortunately, please just change the bloody team. Shut us up. Exactly. Look, what he should do is go out there to prove everybody wrong, right? Because he can't lose. Imagine if Amarin plays a 4-3-3, plays Bruno in the number 10, and we still lose. He cannot lose. If Amarin is the coach I believe he is, if he goes and plays a 4-3-3 and we still lose, who does he prove wrong? Who does he prove wrong? Xerxes has the potential to be the best force in the Premier League. Champagne, look, it's really difficult, isn't it? From what I've seen of him in games, he looks like a great player, right? Unless he gets that game time, it's really, really hard to prove it. But I like Xerxes. I really, really do. To be fair to him, it's not like to me to stick up for Room, but he doesn't have a lot of options. He doesn't, Andrew. He doesn't, and it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad. He is never playing at 4-3-3. More chances of me wearing a United kit. I'm just trying to think of something. If Amarin plays a 4-3-3 tomorrow, what should I do? If Amarin plays a 4-3-3 tomorrow, I will blank. Keep it clean. So if Amarin plays a 4-3-3 tomorrow, I will blank. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he will. I think I'm safe as houses. I could say tomorrow, if Amrin plays, if look, I could say this, right? If Amrin doesn't play Fernandez tomorrow, I will wear my wife's bra, right? If Amrin plays a 4-3-3 tomorrow, I will wear my wife's bra, right? He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. So he has played a 4-3-3 back in the day, so I hope he gives it a go tomorrow. If Amrin plays a 4-3-3 tomorrow, you should do tomorrow night reaction as Borat. Look, if I could get one in time, I would. Right. So if Amarin, and guys, I would be prepared to be sick, right? If Amarin plays a 4-3-3, okay. If Amarin plays a 4-3-3 tomorrow, and or Fernandez doesn't start tomorrow, I will do a stream in that. I will. If he plays a 4-3-3, then I get to date your mum. Emmy, look, mate. Look, you may not even need Amarin. She may want to date you. So, I don't think she's fussy. She's 64. So, mate, as long as you're a youngish, fit man, bloody hell, mate. Insanity is when you perform the same actions while expecting different results every time. Amrin will be proven insane if he makes no changes to either of the squad or the formation tomorrow. I agree with you, Champagne. I really, really do agree with you. If you lose, I'm going to find it hard to enjoy the tears of a man in a manky. Look, if Amrin plays a 4-3-3 or Fernandez doesn't play, and I just need to say this, if Bruno doesn't play, not because of injury, he has to be dropped, I will happily stream for that. Okay, I will happily buy a Mankini and stream. I will do, and I really don't care, because it just means that Mankini to me represents that Amarin has changed, and I will happily wear it with pride on the basis that Amarin has changed. So let's see if Amarin plays a 4-3-3 tomorrow, the floor is yours, and I will be buying a Mankini and I will stream in it. Okay, I promise you. Just be prepared. Okay, be prepared to bring in your buckets for your sick buckets. There's going to be a difficult tug tomorrow. Look, mate, all I'm saying, mate, is look, if I do one, MA, mate, you'll be tugging for ages, mate. It'll give you so much in the bank, mate. It'll give you plenty of bank for a long, long time, mate. I don't think you'll ever look at another human being in the same way again. Will you stream a watch long for tomorrow's game? I'll do a watch long tomorrow, and then I'll wait a couple of hours, and then I'll do a stream tomorrow night with my post match as well. So I'll do both tomorrow. Haha, JB, we know he's not playing a 4-3-3. I'll be shocked and stunned tomorrow if he does, but I'll be buzzing. We know that it will be 3 at the back. And this is what I'm confident, mate. I'm confident. I don't need to look. I could offer you all sorts of stuff. I'll do a Gary on match of the day in your boxer shorts. Look, I will, as I promised, I'll get a Mankini, and I will do a stream in it. I would be proud to show you my nips. I think I'll have to cover up my nips, because I don't think that gets past the YouTube thing. But I will happily stream. Just be prepared. Be prepared to be dazzled. Be prepared to be, not look at a woman in the same way again. It will be horrific. Andrew says tomorrow, without a doubt, Binder, Delo, Mazraoui won't be playing tomorrow because he's injured. Okay, he's injured. Okay, the Lit Euro Dorgu Casemiro in Burma Kunishesco. Prank Jew. What have you said? Will you stream for a watch on game tomorrow, or will you just be post match? I'll do both, mate. The thing that gripes me the most is when we're losing, he still doesn't change the formation. He'd rather play in Burma and Mount as wingers and then change the formation. It drives me nuts. Xhaka will dominate. We're getting battered tomorrow. Look. Let's hold some sort of faith tomorrow, because the alternative is going to be much worse. The alternative will be absolute worse. Swap Mazza with Shaw. It is. I know. It's going to be fucking horrific tomorrow. I am more interested. Look, I'm more interested about seeing that tomorrow. If he plays a 4-3-3, the first thing I will do tomorrow is order that fucking Mancini. It's not going to happen. But let's see. So guys, I am going to go an hour and a half. Again, is amazing. Andrew says, then subs, I can tell you now, will be Maguire for De Ligt, Ugarte for Casemiro, Ahmad for Shesko, Mount for Bruno, and Sunderland would do exactly the same. Sit back, do long balls, and use their pace. Exactly. He should play a back five. Mate, he's going to play, who knows what he's going to play tomorrow. He's going to play some sort of, he's just going to play a back three, isn't he? It goes to show how confident we are that we are not changing the bloody system tomorrow and drop any big names in like Bruno Fernandes. Exactly. So guys, I will be back tomorrow for a watch along tomorrow. So, I will be doing that. I won't be in here. I will be in a different room in the house because, I've got kids and stuff, and tomorrow this room is being used. So I will be back tomorrow, guys. Can't wait to do it tomorrow. I will be looking at the formation. So Andrew, I'm expecting you to keep me true. But if he plays a 4-3-3, Andrew, look, Andrew. All I'm saying, be careful what you wish for in life, because it's going to be very nice. I'll be wearing my Mancini. Very nice. It won't be nice. It won't be nice. Hello, welcome to United Devil Channel with me, JB. You like it's very nice. It's gonna be horrific. Oh my god, it's gonna be. I'm gonna get banned. I'm gonna get my channel banned. I'm gonna be banned. It's all gonna be horrific. I'm just gonna be doing that all day. It's very nice. It's gonna be awful. It's gonna be terrible, but it's worth it. I wonder what you offer. Can you honestly? I just my wife. Hello, you're very nice. I'm gonna come to bed and we're going to make love, sweet love, my love. Oh my god, she would just be absolutely horrific. Rob, cheers, mate. Legendary guy. So yeah, as I always say, it's really important, particularly after the last events of today. Exactly, in life, you can't buy time, you can't buy health, and the fact that you guys spend this time with me, we have a joke, have a laugh, and the fact that you want to spend time here, the fact you want to spend time with each other. We can't buy a 4-3-3, but what I can buy is a Mancini. We can't buy a win. We can't buy a Champions League. But what we can do is we can come together, and not in that way because that'd just be weird. We can be together, and we can get each other through this horrific time together. And people can laugh at us along the way, Okay. It would be, yes. They did, Andrew. City did buy wins, yeah, but they're getting charged for it. So, you know. So okay, as it transpires, you can't buy time, you can't buy health, but you can buy wins and you can buy the Champions League. Finish the first one to finish loses. What about Soggy Biscuit? That's another one, isn't it? Soggy Biscuit is a classic one because the one who finishes last and has to eat the biscuit. Again, awful. Emmy, you are a terrible human being. Absolute tie with a bacon butty for me. Soggy, I know. Soggy Biscuit. The which Warrior says Old Trafford is falling down. Look, that is bloody true. That is true. That is absolutely true. It is falling down. It is, but it's not falling down yet. So, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. It's pissing it down here. Have a great rest of your morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. We will win tomorrow. I think. I don't know. If we play a 4-3-3 tomorrow, you'll find out at 2:30 tomorrow or not whether I'm going to be wearing a mankini on one of the streams. So yeah, I will be there tomorrow. Legendary guys, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your morning, evening, afternoon. See you tomorrow. Mankini time. I will probably start the stream tomorrow about 2:15. I should imagine I'll put it up at some point, but it will be about 2:15 tomorrow, and we'll see. We will see whether I'm wearing a mankini or not. I guarantee you that I'm not. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and see you soon.